What's up, everybody? It's Senpai Kohai Gaming. It's your boy Senpai Nero here, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking another look at Dragon Paladin. If you haven't seen part 1, then I will link part 1 somewhere around here and also be in the description. So make sure you go check out part 1 first so I go more in detail about the deck and the card choices and everything on that. Make sure you watch that one first and then come back to this video. But anyway, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be playing a little bit more of this deck in ranked on the ladder, seeing how well we can do and seeing if I can get some good gameplay for you. So without further ado, let's get into the games. Yeah, I'm not really liking any of these in the hand against Rogue. Kind of want our 2-drops here. There you go. Now that's much better. I'll definitely take that. We are going first, which is something to watch out against Rogue because they can make really good use of that coin. Like coin Evil Miscreant or Evil Miscreant or SI is a pretty strong turn. So that's something we'll have to watch out. Thankfully, we do have this guy, which has Divine Shield. It's the Evil Miscreant. Yeah, see, as I said, it's almost a detriment to go first against Rogues. Okay, yeah, we'll just play the Fairy Dragon here. He is the coin, so don't have to worry about like coin SI, because that's one of the things that can deal with our Fairy Dragon. And obviously he can't backstab it, so we'll see what he does. This being a 1/5, it's just such an annoying creature. It's so much value, but like it's on top of that, it's also a 1/5, so it's not like I can just, you know, like play True Silver and just kill it. It's a substantial creature. It's transforming. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Ah, but he did get that one. That was what I was worried about. Okay. Yeah. Alright. This is going to buff those by 2. I don't want to actually give him a target, really, to buff those on. I want to, like, Dragon Mars Scorcher, wipe out those first. It seems awkward, like it's a really slow turn 4, but honestly, having this out is kind of scary. See, this works out. I mean, it'll be like one buff thing, but it's not too bad. It could be much worse. Especially since he took the bait and hit that. Don't have a dragon, which feels really bad here, so yeah, we'll just hit that. We'll take the big hit. Definitely need to draw some dragons here, which isn't hard to do in our deck because we have a lot of dragons. Our hand's lining up pretty awkward, which is another thing about this deck is it does feel like you do have, I mean, it is dragons, so it kind of makes sense, but I mean, sometimes you don't have dragons, and then you just get stuck with all this in your hand, and literally nothing feels good to play right now. Like, actually nothing. They all require dragons, so I guess we play that and just kind of feel bad about it, but we don't really have a good option here. It's pretty awkward that we actually don't have a single dragon in our hand. Okay. The deck's 1/3 dragon.
How much is this worth to you?
Dragon? Yes, sir, it was a dragon. Yeah, I guess I'll just play him now like that. Just kill this. She is the mother dragon. Okay, Vendetta. Baby arrow. Surprised he didn't poke it to get the 5/5, but. That's been a misplay on his part. Okay, well, we need something good from this Fire Tree Witch Doctor. Because we are pretty low. Get the minion life still. Do we just like... Yeah, I mean, a new challenger might have been good, but honestly, maybe some healing. Because the thing is, like, yeah, I would have had Divine Shield and Tom, but what if he just has like a removal spell, like Assassinate or something like that, and then we just die? So this at least makes us feel a little bit better, because we get a big dude out there, and it heals us for a bunch. And then we're going to get some more healing later on with this.
I wonder.
Could have made arguments for both there. But I felt with this, we went with the play that just seemed to be safer.
How much is this worth to you?
Okay. Well, on the bright side, seems to be staying alive. Definitely need more survivability though, like a Ziliax or something. So all these cards are like setup cards. Like this is a setup card, this is a setup card. This will be decent here, but I was hoping for like a Ziliax. I am so dumb. I meant to play this first, I just wasn't thinking. Okay. Well, that sucks, but that's fine. Go ahead and kill that.
Job's done.
Gain some more health. Yeah, that could have been obviously a lot better. That was such a bad play on my part. Just completely ordered that wrong. If we win, we can say it was just a flex on him. Sprint. It's pretty good. Prep sprint. Damn.
Follow the rule.
And that being one of the cards, too. Anything, this man is relentless.
Intruder.
Okay. So this is still buffed, still giving him cards. At this point, after killing that, I probably just won't swing with it anymore. Well, got the double sprint too, so we have quite the uphill battle to go. Okay, so Vendetta. believe that was the second vendetta there. Yeah, it was. Phantom knives. Okay. Let's play that. Yeah, I'm not gonna swing with that. Just gonna develop some pretty sizable minions and we'll go from there. Probably play Ysera next turn. And just like force him to deal with everything that we're doing here. Ooh, and he's running Walk the Plank. Vendetta and Walk the Plank. Oh. Okay. Let's see, this is gonna be hard for him to deal with. It's a Paladin secret. I think... Is it worth hitting him with this to test and see if it is noble sacrifice?
Justice.
Okay, so I think what we do is we crowd roast this, and then this will test and see if it was repentant. It was not. Okay. So then we'll just do that. We'll hit here. Probably. Yeah, it's normal sacrifice. Okay, so I say that was worth in that instance. It's getting in the 8 damage. I remember giving him a card, but the board is huge and we get to hit him for 8. And this is kind of just the point in the game where we're developing our big minions. We just need to beat him down and make him regret ever queuing up against us. Ziliax.
Converting stored energy.
Bigger Ziliax. Even bigger Ziliax.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
Okay. So he responded with some gigantic minions of his own.
Unity. Precision. Perfection.
Amazing.
Primitive.
So here, you can have that card. Kill this off. And we'll kill that. We'll be left with a big Ziliax. And hopefully this gets to the point to where Ysera will be able to close out the game for us. That's kind of where we're at now. These secrets. So I can't play Ysera into an open secret like that, you know.
Primitive.
Especially starting to trigger off of that. This fights justice, okay. Well, next turn. No. I'm gonna say next turn if he doesn't play another secret, then we'll do that. Mass Hysteria. That's not good for us at all. Because, yeah, that just wipes our board. But he only has 2 cards left. We have no way to test if this is repentance. So I guess we just go for it. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, thankfully, it wasn't repentance. Sarah awakens. Okay. So now we just hope Ysera can carry us into victory. She's an 11-19. Like, it's not easy to deal with. Hopefully he just ends his turn right here. Yeah, so just hit him like that. Get more Ysera value. Ooh, nice. Yeah, we did need just like another big minion to play.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
So those were the secrets he played. did kill our Ysera though. It's pretty aggressive using that on me. We don't have much left to work with, however. I will give him that. Play out more minions. Yeah, it's like all of our top end is gone. Another one, and it's the one that has the double healing on it. Yeah, I think that just with how lucky he got with like his last few draws, he probably just took the game back over. Do this.
Justice.
Yeah, hidden wisdom. Do this to pop the last secret and then hit him for 7. It's not looking particularly good for us, but we still have a chance here. That's not good for us either, presumably. Have to hit it with our face. Oh no, it has rush, okay. This.
The lower are my shield.
Yeah. Alright, well. Yeah, there's not much we can do after this, really. Yeah, well, that was a good game. Yeah, I guess we'll just send that back. It's just classic curve stone type hand. Against Shaman. Maybe Murloc Shaman. Maybe Aggro Overload Shaman. Or it could even be Big Shaman. Or Control Shaman. It's Murloc Shaman.
Well met.
Okay. Well. That's a pretty decent card against them. Again, I don't think we're particularly favored against this type of deck. And he is definitely not happy to see that gargoyle, though. Gargoyle kill is 1-drop and it's 2-drop, so can't really complain. Poisonous, okay, fair enough. It's pretty good. Another one of these, and then a Fire Tree Witch Doctor. See what we can get. Yeah, this will allow us to draw into hopefully Consecration, as well as just having more card draw because we're starting to get low on cards. And for a Murloc, like more aggressive aggro type deck, they can actually do a pretty good job of keeping their hand pretty full with a lot of the cards that they have, especially with like Underbelly Anglers and Sludge Slurpers. So around 5. That and that.
for duty.
Prophecy.
Just kill that. But thankfully, he hasn't had the best start. It started out, I mean, you know, Murloc tied Collar into the... What was it? The Murloc tied Hunter, sorry. I'm spacing the name. It's not like it's bad or anything, but... Crowd Roaster, and yeah, there we go, Consecration. It kind of sucks. It's going to swap him with the Crowd Roaster, but it's not terrible. It could be much worse for us. Yeah, we'll just keep clearing his board. Kind of just staying ahead on the board is probably the best way that we're going to win this game. Looking to play his next turn. I don't remember if they run Hex in that deck, but when it comes to...
You belong to the barn now.
Okay, it's kind of weird, but maybe it's not a traditional one then. Yeah, we'll just play it and go for it.
Job done.
Okay, yeah, so we'll just play it and go for it and kind of see. He does have X. This is a manipulator. Well, can't say I was expecting to see that. In all truthfulness. Just go like this. And then True Silver it.
For justice. Intrude. The battle.
So I thought this was some type of Murloc Shaman. It still looks to be, but it's definitely not the normal list. I mean, obviously they don't run Faceless Manipulator. Bog Slasher? At least I don't think they do. And maybe I'm wrong, but that just seems kind of weird. Wish you would stop rolling taunts. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for that. I'm gonna start bringing the beaks to his face. This seems like really aggressive, but it puts him to 10. And we have 2 Blessing of Kings and a True Silver Champion in our hand, so sometimes you just gotta say YOLO and go for it. This guy, he's trying to generate way too much value, so we need to switch gears. I think that's a thing that a lot of people don't really do, but is important to recognize, is even if your deck is built a certain way to play a certain way, there is sometimes, and yeah, he's just dead, but even if your deck is built a certain way, you do need to realize sometimes when it's time to switch gears. You might be, like, this deck is kind of like, yeah, likes to curve out, play slower, and kind of like build a big hand effect or hand buffed creatures, but sometimes you have to realize when you're going to be outvalued by an opponent, and you just have to go in. And you're just like, okay, I have to take this risk. I just have to go in, see what happens. As you can see there, it is one of those things where it works out. It doesn't always work out, but it is something to keep in mind when you do play Hearthstone or Magic, really any type of card game, is there is sometimes you just have to recognize what position you're in based off of the cards in your hand, what your opponent is playing, what they're doing, and how their turns have played out. Because with him, you know, he's generating a lot of value. That's a lot of what he was doing with the Box Flusher, and then the Underbelly Angler. You know, those type of cards that just generate a lot of value. So it's like, I'm not going to be able to outvalue that. So while he's just generating that value, I might as well just put the pressure on, because that forces him to then, in response, react to what I'm doing. So it's just something to think about. Obviously, if you built a slower deck, you're not always going to be able just to put the aggro beats on and try to go face. But you know, sometimes just depending on what the situation leads and kind of how the game is played out, you do have to get good at recognizing when it's time to switch gears, especially from your initial plan. Okay, so we're against a rogue. doing
Well
anything.
met.
Hail, friend.
And play Cathedral Gargoyle. All we're really missing is a 4-drop that we really want to play, because I don't imagine most of our creatures sticking. But this curve right here that we're doing, of course, coin into Miscreant. This curve that we're doing right here is honestly a pretty nice curve to do. Especially because more than likely this is going to die. It's probably going to die like SI7 agent, backstab or something. And then being able to then buff those dragons with this guy. It's a nice little setup. Plus it puts dragons in your hand too. So in terms of how this hand's playing out, there's not much bear that we could want. We just have to hope that it's enough. And we also do have Ziliax too, which is nice because Ziliax is a really good card. Hopefully he didn't get the Kobold. Feels like every time I play against a rogue and I'm playing this deck, they get the Kobold and they always shoot. Like my Bronze Herald, or usually it's like Fairy Dragon, which sucks. Okay. So we will just do that. It's not going to get Taunt Divine Shield because obviously we don't have a dragon in our hand, but just getting out on the board against a tempo deck is important. Rogues don't really have that many good ways to deal with like large boards, so just playing out as much creatures as possible here really does help us. Yeah, and he's going to kill that because he doesn't want to take it, which I think is a definite mistake on his part. Because then we just get to kill this for free, and then we get to buff both of them, which is nice. Hopefully we can draw a dragon here so we get a triple buff. Go Fairy Dragon. That's actually really good for us, because there's not many ways he's going to be able to interact with this and kill it. Like, Vile Spine Slayer is not in the format anymore, so not bad. I will take that. I think next turn, yeah, we're just going to go Bronze Dragon, Fairy Dragon, and just have a massive board, and hopefully that can kind of snowball us into a win there. The thing we really have to watch out for is like Walk the Plank. I guess like double Vendetta or something. That kind of sucks because I was hoping to let into that. So now do we want to just Ziliax that? Yeah, I think it's like good value right now. We just used the backstab and everything, so just killing that with Ziliax. I'll take it. We don't have to go that aggressive with this hand. I mean, obviously it's a stronger board, but with him having like a 4-3 out, it's a lot easier for him to deal with this, like exactly like he had like the pick, for example. That plus the 4-3 could have killed one of them, like walk the point the other. You know, there's a lot of things he can do. Okay. So I think here is where we'll just develop the big maidens, because they're only 1/1s. I mean, obviously he has the pick, and he can hit here and then crash into that, but that's 6 damage. Ooh, got a quality from us. Okay, that really sucks. That was as bad as it could have been for us, actually. And then that threw him into the Dread Corsair too. He's not gonna hit. Oh, okay, I see. He wants to Shadow Step it. Obviously better Shadow Step targets, but whatever. And I still can't imagine this living. Really.
Ooh, a rainbow. I see a vision in the flames.
Oh, I wish I had one more mana so I could give this Divine Shield just for the spice factor there. But that's fine. So we have the buff because we've just been drawing our spells. Like, we don't have much spells in this deck, but we end up drawing so many spells here. Okay. Still feels like one of those uphill battle games. I feel like that happens a lot with this deck, is you just get like a lot of uphill battle games, and which is why I don't really think this deck is very good. I can't say much because obviously there was people playing it in Legend, but there is a testament to that those people are just good. You know, someone who's a really good player, obviously they can make a bad deck work a lot better than someone who's a very average player like myself, because, you know, I don't play this game super competitively or anything like that. Play just because it's fun, really. So there is a testament to be made when it comes to that, and that is something you guys have to keep in mind as well. Go face. Is that it's just the simple fact that if you see someone who is a really good player doing good with a deck, that doesn't necessarily mean the deck's good. That just means that they're a good player. Let's see what he gets. That's just insane.
Amazing.
Yeah.
By the holy light.
Wow. That. And he can just run his creatures into my minions to kill him too. Maybe. Well, I think that was a mistake. I mean, because he wanted to fill his board, board up more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I guess, yeah. He keeps it alive, so that way there's 7. You can gain some good armor off of it, but.
Quickly.
Behold.
His raiding party? Okay, so the other one played raiding party. Okay, and he.
Thank you.
Thank God. So he's at 16. This is 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah.
Thank you.
Jeez, thank you. Nice. See, sometimes, like I said, you just have to go face. Sometimes it ends up working out. Alright guys, that's all the time we have for this video, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. Just quick thoughts on the deck. So we ended up going 6-6 with the deck overall. Honestly, this deck doesn't seem very good. It does a lot of cool things. It is kind of that classic life. You just curve out, play some creatures, and it feels very nostalgic in terms of Hearthstone. But again, we all know hand buffing doesn't work. When it does work, it's cool. It's flashy. You have some huge creatures. Sometimes your opponents really can't deal with them. But I feel like the meta right now is you have the fast decks, and then you have the slow decks that are really good at dealing with these type of creatures anyway. So it leaves you in a spot where this deck is good against certain types of decks, but those decks have been fine-tuned to beat decks that just so happen that as collateral, this makes it weaker for this deck in general. So I did end up pulling out a few wins. However, I don't want to like shit on this deck too much, but right now, as the current meta sits, it just doesn't seem strong enough to really get there, or to really be like a super viable or competitive deck, especially when climbing the ladder. So it's fun. You can do some fun things with it. If you just like the idea, you want to craft it, go ahead and try it. However, I personally don't recommend it. But anyway, besides that, please leave a like on this video and make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so that way you're notified when we do upload new videos. We do other videos just besides Hearthstone. Hearthstone isn't the main focus of this channel. We do other type of video games, as well as my co-host, Queen Kohai. She's not here right now. She usually doesn't partake in the Hearthstone videos because she doesn't play it. But we do like funny Mario Kart videos, Mario Party games, things like that. So make sure to check out those other videos as well. Besides that, that's all the time I have for you today. So until next time, guys.